Hey guys, today we're going to do a price breakdown on my LS swapped E60.
I have a 2010 BMW 535 Xi that is all-wheel drive. I am in the process of LS swapping that. We're not quite done yet, but here's a price breakdown and parts and what I have done, what I still need to do, and I think that'll help out some people that may have seen the swaps, maybe they're in the Facebook group, don't know where to start. It's super overwhelming at first, like very, because there's so many different things you're gonna need, and you're gonna wonder what motor should I get? Should I go this route? Can I do it if my car is all-wheel drive? Lots and am I gonna have AC? Am I gonna still gonna have window locks? How am I gonna start the car? Because they are push start. Lots and lots of variables. So I'm gonna walk you guys through the parts that I've bought, what you need, what you don't need, things of that nature. Here's my spreadsheet so far, somewhat accurate. Gaskets, I just guessed because I don't know the actual price. I bought them all through O'Reilly's, so I don't know the price. Parts car, I haven't picked up the parts car yet because I wasn't able to source a trailer, but I'm hopefully getting that this coming weekend. So $8,900 so far for a naturally aspirated 6-liter LQ9 LS motor, truck motor. It's an iron block, it's not a true LS. And that is most people probably don't need a parts car. If you have a rear-wheel drive car, you won't have to do what I'm doing. I have to get a parts car due to the fact my car is all-wheel drive. The front subframe has a bunch of extra stuff in the way. And so swapping a rear wheel drive will make my life a lot easier. Rear wheel drive front subframe make my life a lot easier. So that's a cost that won't pertain to you if your car's already rear wheel drive. But going rear wheel drive front subframe will also give me more space, and I don't have to hack up the front axles and worry about, I think, like wheel speed sensors or something like that. There's a lot of confusing stuff that goes into that, so I'm just getting a parts car to swap. I'll take the whole front subframe, drop out, bolt it up to my car, and that'll be that. It'll be rear wheel drive in the front, and the car's gonna be rear wheel drive anyway. Common question: can you keep all wheel drive from your BMW when you're swapping this? No one's done it yet. If you want to try, go right ahead. That'd be awesome if someone did, but it'd probably be lots and lots of custom fabrication. There's not a whole lot of space up front, anyways. But if you would like to, go right ahead and try. You could get a 4L80 with a transfer case, maybe. Try something like a Trailblazer SS all-wheel drive system, or maybe an Escalade. I don't know. If you want to try it. But no one's done that so far. At least for that's speaking for the E90s, E90, E92, E91, E60, E61. No one's done it. So another common question: what motor should I go with? Um, Completely up to you. Buying a true LS is going to be way, way, way more expensive than just buying a truck motor. Truck motors are a lot cheaper. That's just how it is. It's an iron block instead of aluminum. You can get aluminum ones too, actually. I think 4th gen. I don't know if their gens came aluminum or not, but I've just got a 6-liter LQ9. It's an iron block. It's got a sloppy stage 2 cam and came with Pac 1218 springs and brand new hat seals. That's listed right over there, 525.59 or 69, I can't see. Um, so that was the price for that. I did end up going with a 4L80 because I want a automatic transmission. That was 1300. I got that on Facebook Marketplace. You can find them cheaper, but this one was rebuilt before I got it and hadn't been used since it had been rebuilt, supposedly. I'm trusting the dude though, seemed like a very trustworthy guy. Circle D 3000 stall. I think they recommended 3000 to 3200, so I don't know if mine is like a variable or if it's 3000. I don't know, but they had custom spec'd it to my car because when you go through them, they ask for all kinds of specs, your car, what your rear end gear is, the weight. So that was $8.99 on the dot. I don't guess there was no taxes. And that was shipped to my door. Got here really quick actually. Took about a week or less. I did end up going with the 302-2 Amazon Hawley ripoff pan. I did have to do some modifications to that because the pickup tube would hit the baffle in the pan, and you have to change your windage tray or cut it. I just cut mine. And you can either do 302-2 or you can do 302-1 pans. So, lift plate, self-explanatory to lift my motor in the car. Is it absolutely necessary? No, you could just wrap a chain around your motor, honestly, or a tow strap and get it in, but I got a lift plate and it's worked awesome. Um, the swap kit, overlooked that and the intake. So the swap kit, LS E9X makes them, Michael Page. He also makes them for E60s. So that is where I got my swap kit from, and the swap kit included motor mounts, cross member, alternator bracket, and in that price, I also bought the Sloppy Mechanics alternator flex fuel harness combo. That was included in that price, and the CAN bus adapter. So that's another question. Will I still keep my creature comforts? Yes, if you use Mike's Canvas adapter or you get a Max ECU for your car, you can and will keep uh, factory door locks. My comfort access is still going to work, which is when I grab my handle, it'll unlock, and then I can start the car with the key in my pocket. All of that will still work. Push to start, obviously. AC controls will still work. My factory speedo will still work. All of that. There will be some codes to code out, but that is all covered on the LS E9X Facebook page that I'll have linked below. So that's the swap kit. LS1 intake, I kind of overpaid. I bought it through Facebook Marketplace and had some dude ship it to me because it was hours and hours away. But that came with the fuel rails and injectors. But I'm gonna have to change out the injectors anyways. So kind of overpaid, but for the price of a sheet metal intake, I got a factory car intake, and I don't like sheet metal intakes. I'm just now realizing I didn't include the price of my throttle body or the adapter I had to get because the LS1 intake takes a 3-bolt throttle body, and I bought an adapter and then a 4-bolt throttle body because of the adapter adapting my intake. So that's also should be added to that. That was about 3 something. So I'm in a lot more than I thought I was. Lots of big numbers here. Um, Next up, headers. So I got some cheap block hugger headers from eBay, good old trusty eBay. Paid what does that say? $143.19. That's really cheap. They're stainless too, so that's awesome. No, you cannot use stock truck headers. If that's what you're wondering, you cannot. For and I got these block huggers because that's what fits for E60s. E90s are different. I don't remember what everyone uses, but if you look in the group, you'll know. And Michael Page, the owner of LSE9X, is coming out with long tubes that fit the E90 and E92. Um, I don't know when those are coming out, but they're coming out this year, within a couple months, I think. And they're custom designed to fit for those cars. So that's awesome. Starter 213.01. That's a AC Delco Gold starter. Just a nice little OEM starter, and I think it's from a certain year truck model, so it's not as large and will take up less space. Um, LS7 lifters. As soon as you crack your motor open, there's a whole lot of while I'm in there. And so while I was in there, I did LS7 lifters. Peace of mind, my lifters were pretty gunked up. I bought my motor from a friend, and he said it had anywhere from 150 to 200,000 miles, and the lifters definitely reflected that. They were pretty gunky. Next, I did LS9 head gaskets. Got them from BTR. Those were $126.99, not too shabby. So that's that. Um, I reused my stock head bolts, by the way. Um, kind of wish I didn't. Kind of wish I would have got some like PQY China studs or something, or even just head bolts. But I reused them. It's too late now. Alternator 221/18. I bought a 220 amp black alternator. Mike runs those, and a couple other people in the Facebook group, and he had recommended those in a post. So I bought them. It came from Speedway Motors. Tensioner, 72 bucks. I think that's what it was at O'Reilly's. Kind of ridiculous considering it just puts tension on a belt and it's like this big. So, and it didn't come with a bolt, so $72. Gaskets, 150. That's a roundabout estimate. I resealed the whole motor because obviously I had it on a stand, and the last thing I want to do is get my motor into my car and it leaks everywhere. I think 150 might actually be low. I'm not too sure, but I did Felpro gaskets, so it was a little pricey. And I also bought new gaskets for my intake since the intake was used. Parts car, 700 bucks. Already went over that. Unnecessary if you're rear-wheel drive car. Um, it's not needed. So uh, realistically, this price list is probably around $9,200 because of the throttle body. But like I said, take away the 700 if you're not a rear-wheel drive car. And there's other, getting deals on stuff. I got a deal on my Holly. I got it for like 250 bucks cheaper because I bought it through Reaper from Street Outlaws. He has his own website, and I bought it through them, and they got me a discount because they have a dealer account set up with Holly. So that took like 2 months to get here. Pretty crazy, but it's just how it goes, if you have the money, if money's not a problem, I'd recommend Max ECU just because their CAN bus integration's way better, and I've just heard they're just better overall. But I went with Holly because I was not about to spend an extra like $1,000 or $1,200 or something for a ECU. And maybe I'll regret that later. I don't know. And that's just to build an NA motor. This motor is going to be NA at least, for a while. This car was my daily. Obviously, it's not anymore because it's not together. So I just want to get it running, get it together, and then drive it for a while, and then worry about turboing it. But, you know, everyone on the internet makes it seem like LS swapping costs, they're acting like it's $400, just the cost of a motor. But LSs nowadays have gone up in price because everyone's swapping them, and the price of everything's gone up. Honestly, sloppy stage two cam being 525 bucks is nuts. Used to be the cheapest cam back in the day, and now it's like every cam package is like $500-$600. It's nuts, and I still have to get injectors, which is gonna be like 400-500 bucks, 600 bucks. Depends on how big I go, because I might just go bigger. So then, if when I do turbo the car, I don't have to buy injectors again. Um, what else do I still have to get? God, there's quite the list. I still need a shifter because the factory shifter with using the factory BMW shifter with the 4L80, when you put it in drive, it'll be fourth, which is drive for the 4L80, but I won't have 321. So I would like to be able to just set it to one of those if I want to do a burnout or something, whatever the case is. Um, Still gonna need a drive shaft. That's on the list, and then uh, whatever it costs to plumb up AC. That's another thing I need to get. I'm gonna have to get AC mounts from Mike, and then an AC compressor, a Sandin AC compressor, and then tubing, whatever it costs to hook up the fuel lines, hook up the heater hoses, that little stuff. I'm not sure what I'll be able to reuse from the N54 and what I won't be line wise, like hooking up to the intake and everything. So those are all the questions I can think of that I see asked a bunch. You know, Motor wise, I'd just buy a truck motor. Buying a LS1 or LS3, like any of those motors, unless you just absolutely have the money and you just want to burn through it. But if that's the case, I'd, buy like a Texas Speed motor, like I don't know, 408 or something, 427. But if you're trying to do it somewhat on a budget, because look at how quick this all adds up. It's nuts. I would definitely just get a truck motor and you can pimp it out and it'll be cheaper than or equal to a stock like a stock LS1 doesn't make all that much power like at all, honestly. So like this motor is gonna make way more than a LS1. I don't know about way more, but more. And there's pride in building your own stuff. That's for sure. So I don't know. What other questions do the people have, honey? One thing you got to do while you're swapping is find a woman with two jobs so she can support you. Especially if this car was something you're driving every day, you know, you might need a Uber, and if you can't actually Uber everywhere, that stuff adds up. So you get you a woman, you feed her, she drives you around. Pretty awesome. I sold my injectors, which is covering the cost, or almost covering the cost of my parts car. So that's another thing. If you're coming from the N54 world, you know, just sick of N54 problems, parting out your car will help you gain a lot of money for this. So I sold my injectors. I sold three of them for like 575, and that almost covers the cost of the parts car, which is why I sold them. I also sold my charge pipe and blow-off valve, and then I sold my high pressure fuel pump, and I still have more parts to get rid of, and that's covered a good amount of things. I sold my cats, I sold my stock catted downpipes, and that covered the cost of my throttle body and the adapter. It did some. So those things help out a lot, adds up a bunch, and then, it's nice to have money made back from your crappy investment of owning an N54. Somewhat pays itself back a little bit when you're swapping. She's brilliant. She is brilliant. Wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have her support and help. That's going to wrap up this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll answer them as best as I can. If you're interested, join the Facebook down below. Mike's an awesome dude. Holds the record for the fastest independent rear suspension BMW on the planet. Um, LS powered, of course. So go ahead, join the Facebook if you're interested in swapping your own car. And that's it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your auntie, uncle, grandmother, grandpapa, cousins, aunts, uncles, inmates, whoever you got, share it. Thanks for watching.